and the powers made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, which is the sun, and the lesser light to rule the night, which is the moon. He made the stars also, and the powers set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the power saw that it was good. Okay? That's right. So the sun, the moon, the stars, which basically that's what astronomy is, the study of the celestial bodies, or the heavenly bodies. Alright? Those elements. Alright? The Heavenly Father put that down. And He gave that perfect knowledge of how to deal with it to the Israelites. And it was highly emphasized or magnified to a high level during the time of King Solomon. Okay? And the specific tribe of Israel, Issachar, they had that knowledge, which would be the Mayans, what you would really call the so-called Mayans, alright, which the priests amongst the Mayans were Aztecs, because the Aztecs are really who the Issacharites derived from, the so-called Mexicans. Alright? They were the Aztecs. And the Mayans, those who were not the high priests amongst them, those were the tribe of Zebulon, which would be the indigenous people from Panama to Guatemala. Okay? But in their society, who were the high priests, it was Aztecs. Okay? Because both Issachar and Zebulon, their kingdoms were like intertwined, okay? But those who had that knowledge of studying the stars and setting up the pyramids to line up with the stars and stuff over here on this side, those were Israelites, Issacharites. They also had that technology when they built those prize cities for the pharaohs back during the time when they was in slavery, okay? So it wasn't them Hamites that came up with that, man, okay? It was Israelites. And that's another way we prove that the Mexicans are Israelites, because that technology they had, those pyramids are about the same as the ones over there in Egypt. Either the same or about the same. Okay? Get on. Yeah. Alright? And the prophets also had this knowledge. Okay? Let's get Amos. Amos chapter 5, verse 7. Okay. It says, ye who turn judgment to wormwood and leave off righteousness in the earth, seek him that maketh the seven stars and Orion, and turn the shadow of death into morning, and maketh the day dark with night. Now how is the day turned into night? Solar eclipse. Okay. Okay. That calleth the waters of the sea and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. Alright. The Lord is His name, talking about precipitation. Okay. So the Israelites had that knowledge, and that came from the Heavenly Father, man. Okay. He gave it to them. Job chapter 38, verse 31. It says, canst thou bind the sweat influence of Persidas, or loose the bounds of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season, or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Canst thou set the domain thereof in earth, dominion thereof in earth? Alright. That's right. So, who has that knowledge to know all those things? The Heavenly Father had that knowledge, and He gave that knowledge unto the Israelites. Okay? Yeah, let me get that. Okay, this is Baruch. Prove that. Baruch chapter 3, verse 35. It says, "This is our God, and there is none other be accounted of in comparisons of him," talking about Yahawashi, "and have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved." Okay, further to back up that point. Okay, let's get Sirach. No, that's good. Yeah, so that's just proof that, okay, where the origins of it came from, it goes back to Abraham, okay, which he taught it to the Egyptians, and the Greeks got it from the Egyptians, okay, and the Greeks, or their empire, as the Greeks, were the so-called white man, okay, alright, and the Egyptians, they got it from the Egyptians, but the Egyptians got it from Abraham, okay, alright, and that same knowledge of that was passed on to the Israelites, alright, down to his descendants, the Israelites, alright, and the tribe that excelled at it the best was Issacharites, so-called Mexicans, alright, and King Solomon had this ability to know the heavens, okay, because the Lord gave it unto him, and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he had, it came from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, okay. That's what Solomon was pushing, and that wisdom that he had was far greater than that of all Egypt. Okay? Alright? Now, to finish it up with the point, to show that one guy that we do need to deal with, the Lord did tell us to deal with astronomy, but to deal with it, it's, you just get the basics of it, man, okay, to understand certain signs, because part of the signs of the time that the Lord gave us was that you was going to have great signs in the heaven, okay. Okay, alright, so let's touch on that real quick and show that according to the prophecy, yeah, we're supposed to deal with some form of astronomy, but I can see the guy's point saying that it's not really that, it's not going to save you for a sake to have a in-depth knowledge of it, but you get what you need out of it, and you deal with it to help you to understand the signs of the time, okay. So let's get that real quick, then we'll wrap it up, okay. Matthew's 24 verse 3 through 4, okay. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world?" Okay, the end of this age, and the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, which is the next age. So the disciples was asking the Lord, and he said this, "And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." Alright. Okay. So, let's go to Luke 21 and 11. So they asked what would be the signs. Okay. Luke 21 and 11. He said, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven." Okay, so part of you being a watchman or measuring the time diligently, you got to have some form or some basic knowledge of astronomy to recognize when there's certain things, or pay attention to certain things that come out about particular comets, stars, arrangements, solar, lunar eclipse, because these are key signs indicating that we're close to the Lord's second return. So you got to have that knowledge, man. You can't shun it because the guy said that you have to stress it, because that's what Polite was stressing. But astronomy ain't gonna save you, okay? But it is useful and helpful if you call yourself a man of the Lord. You gotta have some basic knowledge of it so you can know the signs of the time, okay? Because the Lord said that there will be great signs shall there be from heaven, Okay, so that's dealing with astronomy. Okay, Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. What is that? So those great signs that you see in the heaven, okay, outside of like chariot sightings, which chariots are the so-called UFOs, which that'll be another lesson when we go in about that, highlight that in the scriptures. But he said those signs that be great in the heaven will be signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars, dealing with what? Astronomy. Okay. Alright, the study or the science of the heavenly bodies, the knowledge of the heavenly bodies, or the celestial bodies. Okay? So you gotta have, like I said, you gotta have some basic form, basic information or basic knowledge of astronomy and the importance of it. Okay? Because it does pertain to your salvation in the means of you knowing what time we in and recognize the signs of the time. Okay? Okay. And upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity and the sea and the waves roaring. Okay. So that's part of what the Lord commanded us to look for. Alright. Okay, what was that? Joel? Yeah. Get that in Joel and then in Acts, and then we'll wrap it up. And when the Lord was quoting that from, he was quoting that or making reference to Joel. Okay? Because what the Lord was teaching them was from the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. Okay, and it was said in Joel chapter 2 verse 30 that I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillar of smoke. Okay? So the Lord, okay, he said that he will show signs in the heaven. Okay? Wonders in the heavens and in the earth. Blood, fire, pillar of smoke. It said the sun shall be turned into darkness, which is a solar eclipse, and the moon into blood. A lunar eclipse, or what they call blood moons. Okay? Before the great and terrible day of the Lord cometh. And that's what we're looking for. So you gotta look for these things, man. Okay? Get that in Acts and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. There's gonna be more videos going in on you, bro, polite, because it's about to be open season on you, man. Alright? Because you messed up. You was bucking up against the Spirit of the Lord. Okay? You weren't coming against man. Alright? Acts chapter 2 verse 16. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. Acts 2:19. I will show wonders in the heavens above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before that great and notable day of the Lord cometh. Okay? It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Okay, ye men of Israel, hear these words. That's right. Okay, so part of us measuring the times and knowing what time we in to mark that notable day of the Lord, notable and great and fearful and terrifying day of the Lord, which is basically the second coming. Okay, for judgment, you gotta deal with astronomy. Okay, that's for that dude from ISUPK. Okay, so to recap, astronomy, it came from our forefathers Abraham. Okay, it was greatly given and portioned to King Solomon. All right, which if I already did a video, if you can receive a King Solomon, that was Yahawashi, or you really call Jesus Christ. He was King Solomon in his past life. Okay, that's why he said he was wiser than Solomon, because Solomon was the wisest. Okay, all right. What else? Oh, the tribe of Issachar had that ability. That's why the Mayans and the Aztecs built pyramids or temples that was in alignment with certain constellations. and they had that knowledge to understand the signs of the time in the heavens, the sun, the moon, all seasons and stuff. Okay, and that is given by the Heavenly Father, but it was given to know that knowledge and righteousness to the Israelites. Okay, and that who you really call Jesus Christ, which is Yahawashi, that's one of the signs he gave his disciples. So if you are calling yourself a disciple of the Lord, it is beneficial for you to have basic knowledge of astronomy. Okay, so you're able to identify and to help bring that out to edify and build up Israel. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahawashi Mount Shai. Double honor still is a great millstone, taught me this truth. Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the truth. Lord willing, you was edified. Salak if it's long. Okay, it's the brother Atazawam just saying Shalom.